Testing. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. What about now? I think I fixed it. I saw my microphone do a little something. Yeah, somebody said yes. Okay, let's go. Let's get back in the zone. It ain't nothing but a thing like a chicken wing. Okay, so come on, let's do it again. Take a breath. Hey. I got my magic potion too. What about you? See my magic potion. Come on, y'all. Come on now. I want you to get your vision in your mind. This is March Miracles. Come on in the room. Are you ready? Come on, y'all. Are you ready to be vulnerable? Come on now. My Amuna says she's ready to be vulnerable. Are you ready? March requires something different. And your vulnerability is your strength. I'm ready to finally let go. How many of you still holding on to what does not work? How many of you want to be annoyingly in love? I know I'm annoyingly in love to some people. I want to let my guard down. Come on now. I want to step out on faith. Take a breath. Let this be your prayer for the day. I want to dance out in the rain. I need to quit running away because I'm always on the first train. Let me pause right there. Can I minister right there? I like that verse right there. She said, I'm always on the first train. Some of you all are always on the first train. As soon as things start to get a little bit thick or uncomfortable, you on the first train. You out of here. Hey! Your miracle is waiting on you. But it can't come till you're ready. Come on now. Let's go back in. So what you gonna do? I'm ready. Get this chorus in your spirit. I'm ready. I'm ready to take a chance on life. Hey! Life took a chance on you through the government, a pandemic, all of that. Hey! I want to be childishly optimistic. Think about that, about your vision, your business, your client. I want to live my life unscripted. I want to step out on faith. I want to dance out in the rain. Quit running away. Because I'm always on the first train. That's supposed to those of you who are fight or flight. Hey. Hey, I'm trying to stay in my chair. Your miracle is waiting on you, but it can't come till you're ready. Hey, you ready? Tell me if you're ready. Let me know if you're ready, baby. You gotta state it sometimes. But it can't come till you're ready. So, baby, what you gonna do? I'm here to ask you, what you gonna do? You worth it. You worthy. You deserve it. Quit searching. You're worthy. You deserve it. You worthy. You perfect. Hey, come on now. You worthy. You perfect. Quit searching on the outside. Hey, hey. You'll find your miracle. Your miracle's gonna find you. Let me tell you how. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. Hey, make room in your life. Why don't you make room in your life? Your miracle is waiting on you. Who needed to hear that today? Who needed to hear that today? Woo! I want to give us a cheat code a little bit. You want to know what the cheat code is? How many of you want to know what the cheat code is? I'm gonna let the music play really softly. Some of you all don't know me. I'm LaTanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the priestess of purpose, pleasure, and passion. And I'm catching my breath to tell you who I am. Some of you also don't know that I am minister of the spoken word, and praise and worship and music are my tools. And I love leading in non-traditional ways for us to be able to open ourselves up to spirit beyond religion, beyond structure, beyond fixed ways of communication. And that opening creates other openings in our spirit, in our mind, our body, our health, our money, and all of the juicy goodness, all of the goodness I call juicy. How many of you needed that? Sometimes it's just a song that can shift. This is shift season. This is rebirth season. This is a revival season. This is resurrection season. This is the time for us to go and put the seeds in the ground. Oh my God. Well, we're coming up on the spring equinox, and timing is everything. Somebody just put timing is everything in the comments to let me know you're alive. Thank you for all the greetings and the hello and all of that. I love you. I love you. I love you just for saying that. I love the people who say I'm ready. And if you're really juicy and from the Rebirth Woman community, just go on and say, I feel like something is blooming. It's me. It's me. It's me. That something is me. I feel like something is blooming. It's me. It's me. You know how you say, oh, it's me in need of a blessing, oh Lord. I'm trying to get this shirt together. It's me. It's me. It's me, honey. Come on now. Timing is everything. Thank you all. Listen, we're getting ready to come up on a new moon. We're at the end of a cycle. We're at the end of a cycle, which means we're at the beginning of a new cycle. We're at the end of a thing. Ooh, I'm full today. So if I have to shout all by myself, if I have to shift all by myself, I'll do it. But don't let me do it all by myself. Let me just tell you, we're at the end of a season, okay? And the end of the season is marked by the zodiac, and the beginning of the season is marked by the spring equinox, which I call the true new year. For women, this is very important for you to be aware of, because this is a perfect time for you to nurture your womanhood in a very specific way. For the men who love us, it's a way for you to nurture not only your significant other woman, which doesn't have to be romantic love. It can just be honor of the divine feminine, your mother. This is why Mother's Day is during this season. Everything that we see on the calendar was born from the ancient world, from the ancients who knew. And so some things have been repurposed for them, but you have to repurpose it for you. If there was a subtitle of anything, I would say repurpose everything for you. Repurpose it for your vision. Repurpose it for your family. Repurpose it for your bloodline. See, in other words, there's a story that Pastor Willie Wilson, happy birthday to my Baba, who just celebrated 77 years old in a critical year, matter of fact. So happy birthday to him. But he tells the story oftentimes of the young lady who was just got married, and she always, her grandmother and her mother always cooked the ham in a particular dish, a special dish. And when they cooked the ham, they would cut off the ends of the ham. You know, a ham that comes in a loaf? They cut off the end of the ham, and they would put the ham in and cook it. And of course, it would come out amazing. But the husband, who was new in the family, in other words, he had a new perspective. He had new eyes. There was new ways that he did things and saw things. So he asked questions that'll bless somebody. He saw something different. He didn't go along with it. He asked the question. He was new in the family. So that man said, why do you all cut off the butts of the ham and take and put so much meat in the trash? That's meat that we could be using. And so he asked the question and to his wife, and his wife didn't know. So she asked her mother. Her mother's response was, this is the pot we always use. This is the pot. This is the way we do it in this family. You cut off the butts of the ham and you put it in this pot, and continued on with her recipe. So he wasn't settling for that answer. It didn't sit right in his spirit. Her I don't know, and then her explanation. This is the way we always do it. Some of you ought to take that little note right there. This is the way you always have done things. You go to work, you pay your bills the same way. You show up in a certain energy, even at work, and even if that's high achievement. The way that you've been doing something, it doesn't mean it's the way that you always have to do it. And so he didn't settle for, okay, that's just the way we do it. So he said, well, who taught you how to cook the ham? Well, grandmama was in the other room. She wasn't really in there doing any cooking like she used to do. And so he went to grandma and said, Grandma, why'd you teach them to cut the butts of the ham off and put it in the container? And she looked at him and she leaned back. She said, baby, that's all we had. Some of us are still making decisions about our love, our sex, our money, and we can't get in position to prosper, position to profit, position to heal, position to forgive, position to be on purpose, because we're still making decisions off of this is how it's always been done, and nobody questioned or challenged it. Her response was, that's all we had. I'll take a sip. How many of you made a decision in marriage? That's all you had at the time. You didn't think anybody else wanted you. And that's the decision that you made. How many of you made a decision for a job? That's all that you had. That's what was available. How many of you made a decision based on a purchase decision based off of all you had? But what if what you think you have is based on a limitation and you just need to ask another question? Oh, that ought to bless somebody. If not, I'll keep going. Now I'm going to look away from the screen for a minute because I want to talk about that, because in this final season, at the end of a thing, you need to be considering everything that you've learned in this season. And since Mercury is not in retrograde, this is an opportunity to look forward. But in order, like the phoenix, you look back so that you can rise from the ashes of whatever you've been through so that you can move forward. So check this out. We have a Pisces new moon coming up. I don't know about you, but I have been immersed in Pisces energy. Any Pisces in the room? Where the Pisces at in the room? Ciao. Every other year, I seem like I am surrounded by Pisces. And you need to pay attention to that, because oftentimes you'll be surrounded by energies that you need for whatever reason in your chart. Kevin, your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to that's my guy. I have to sing happy birthday to him. And to all my Pisces, some of my best dear friends who come through my life, even for a season, have operated in that Pisces energy. And let's talk about that, because we're at the end of a season. You get that? Pisces is the kind of energy that really typically would not hurt a fly. Pisces energy is very watery. It's very emotional. It's very sensitive. For some Pisces, you would not know that because they've built in a human defense mechanism, a wall around them. Pisces is the kind of water that is a still water. But when it babies, don't you know that still waters run deep? And so when you're dealing with still waters, Pisces energy, which is, it can shift on you in any moment because it's watery. It's wavy. A wave comes in and a Pisces feels it, usually emotionally. So what does that mean? Some of us have had emotional waves. The collective has had emotional waves of energy that have affected some of the things. So when we look at quadrants, okay, because the astrological wheel is a quadrant. The world is ran on a wheel, a quadrant. And if you real churchy, you know the saying that I'm the wheel in the middle of the wheel. You might be thinking that that's talking about the Lord over there, out there, but it's talking about the law of life. The law of life operates in you. So we have this Pisces energy that's getting ready to take us into Aries. So this is a pivotal season for those of you who are getting in position. And I declare and decree, I know I'm helping some powerful people get in position, particularly those of you who are coaches, healers, helpers, light workers, helping professionals, social workers, those of you who are artists and creatives. This is a season for you to pay attention to, because Pisces energy is naturally creative in that way. Pisces does not deal well energy with Pisces energy. I'm not talking about a Pisces. I want you all to get out of the habit. If you work with me, if you had a reading with me, get out of the habit of just talking about the noun. Come on, somebody put noun. Can we go to grammar school? Can we break it down in etymology a little bit? Let's stop talking about the noun and let's talk about the verb. You know what a noun is? A person, place, or thing. See, when we just talk about nouns, we get stuck in the limitation of the material manifestation of the noun, N-O-U-N, not now, N-O-W. I got a Southern accent and a drawl. So we're talking about the noun, N-O-U-N, the noun. So some of you may be a noun by your sun sign. Oh, I'm a Pisces. Oh, I'm an Aries. Oh, I'm a Gemini. Okay, that's the noun. And you stop right there. Just the same way you may stop right there. I'm a mother. I'm a single mother. I'm a parent. I'm a single parent. You know, all of these nouns that we attach to ourselves and worry, why are we heavy? Okay, somebody share this out with somebody while you're doing this. You know, I'm always dealing with Facebook algorithms, but honey, I got time today. So share this out. But we can also talk about the verb. So Pisces energy is the verb. So we're at the end of a season of heavy duty emotions. Now, my question to you, did you ride the wave or did you get drowned by it? Okay, that's for you to answer on your own time. How you do anything oftentimes is how you do everything, and how you do yourself, your own emotional intelligence when you're uncomfortable is something that the Mercury retrograde energy allowed many of us to be able to revisit and to clean up so that we can look back in order to go forward. Ooh, isn't God good when we look at the cosmos and the divine setup in that? The Pisces new moon is a watery one that's coming up right now. It may be emotional for you, but it may mean that there's something that you need to release. There are also still 3 planets in Aquarius. Remember, there were 7 planets in Aquarius. The number 7, the number of completion. And the planets that are still in Pisces is Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter. And then we have 4 planets in Pisces: the sun, the moon, Venus, and Neptune. So what does that mean? What does that mean, Latanya? So glad you asked. When we talk about getting in position, knowing that timing is everything, knowing that that if timing is everything. You know, I was in the store the other day, and my grandmother taught me that there's certain things that you do at certain times of the year, particularly with your hair. Women, this will bless you real good. Anybody feeling for a haircut? Well, my grandmother used to say, never cut your hair during the month of February and March. And if you cut your hair in the month of in February and March, it determines how it grows. We're talking about getting in position today. Some of us have made cuts. Some of us have cut ourselves off. cut people off, shut down. Cutting off is different than surrendering. Somebody say amen or ouch. Come on now, I'm gonna get my own clapper. If you won't clap for me, let me know you're still there. Come on, put some love in the comments. How many of you know that there's a difference between cutting off and surrender? This energy in this season is learning the art of surrender so that you can make room. That's one of the things that this Pisces new moon is. Some of us cut off and think that that's powerful. See, you don't just cut off. You may prune a tree, but you don't even go pull up. And even in Native American traditions, when you want to go get the medicine from the herbs, when you see even a pretty tree, you ask for permission before you snap it off the branch, because it's a living being. And so when you touch that living being, you go and say, you are so beautiful. I love it. May I take a piece from you? Wouldn't it be nice if people came to us like we were precious and said, I want to take a piece of you? Then we might give it a little differently. But when you have that honor, when you don't just go cut off, we're irreverent sometimes in our cut off. Dig up, toss out, shut down, fight or flight. I asked you, are you ready? Are you ready for your miracle? Because when you surrender something, you make room for it. It means that you may not touch it. You may not deal with it the head on, but you are dealing with it on the inside. Okay. So you ask for permission when you want to go into nature, because it's a way of communication. It's a way of reverence. And reverence is not a bad thing, particularly when you're dealing with vulnerability. The song said, I'm ready to be vulnerable. That's the first couple of lines of the song. I'm ready to finally let go. I want to be annoyingly in love. How can you be annoyingly in love if your guard is up? Some of you are okay living with your guard up, and that's an excuse for the way that you treat people, or the way that you keep people at a distance from you. Yet you want to open a business and want to invite people to purchase your products. But some of you don't even have relationships with people. Come on, out your amen. When you want to be a coach and a minister, and now you creating products, and all you do is connect with people. I was telling the people in my business incubator, I came to Facebook with community. Come on now. I came to Facebook not looking for community, not looking to belong to community. I was already a part of many communities. And being belonging to something and being a part of something is also a different vibration. Many of us belong to a family, but we don't feel like we really are a part of it. Many of us belong to an organization or tribe, but you don't really feel like you're a part of it. Many of you belong to somebody that you love, somebody that put a ring on it, but you don't feel like you're a part of it. Come on now. Am I just talking to myself? I mean, I've been on the planet a little while. I can talk a little heavy now. I'm becoming an elder for many people. I'm auntie for some of these young girls, especially my celebrity clients. I'm auntie now. Come on now. You auntie, any aunties in here? You graduated to auntie. For others, I'm just outright Mama LaTanya. And what happens when your season of being one thing has changed, and it's time for you to step into the new season of what is it that's in alignment? See, if I'm still trying to operate in the season of the maiden, we're talking goddess energy now. You know, a goddess has different energies, right? It's the young girl, the maiden, the mother, the crone. And so listen, so if I'm walking into the season that has been appointed for me, if I'm in alignment with my divine assignment, then all I can do is get in position. But some of us think that we have to get into other people's inboxes, that we have to get in front of somebody so they can see us and accept us. But what happens when you just get in position to prosper, to get in position to heal, get into position to profit, get in position to receive your next allotment, that's a different type of energy, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep going, because this is it's been an intense year of a lot of shifts, and it's helpful to know, because if you're marching into your miracles, right? This season is the season that's setting up the next 9 months. I want you to think about it with some urgency. This season is setting up the next 9 months. In other words, whatever you do, if you got quit energy, and you quit easily, you shut down easily, you run. She said, I'm always on the first train, on the old school line, and the I'll play the verse again. She said, I'm always on the first train. How many of you are always on the first train? Let me tell you a story, and I'm gonna get on out of here today. I had fight or flight as a coping mechanism, and it was very useful for me. When I wanted to stop fighting, I used flight to remove myself from situations that no longer served me or the direction of the growth that I wanted. Because fighters begin to have labels. When you're a fighter and you always show up at the family fighting, you always show up in a situation. And the other thing is, when you're a fighter and other people are passive aggressive, sometimes they put on you to say things that they don't have the courage to say. And so you find yourself sometimes speaking for other people and defending causes, and you don't have anything left for yourself. Come on, oucha, amen, somebody. And so when I recognized I didn't like that energy, because I knew that the world on the outside, they may have thought I was a fighter, but on the inside, I'm a lover. I'm feeling everything. I'm sensitive. And so my protective mechanism was, at that time, because of my childhood story, because of molestation, because of disappointment, because of heartbreak as a child, that I developed certain mechanisms to cope. And so then as I begin to grow and do my spiritual work, which is not overnight, by the way, some of you who are millennials and younger, you want an overnight fix. You want to take one workshop and think. I've been in a process for myself probably since I was 19 years old. Because when you are called, and particularly if you're a healer, a creative, an artist, a spiritual light worker, whatever the case may be, spiritualist, diviner, you see things different. You have to run your business different. This is why I'm doing the business incubator for these types of people, because it's been a model for us to just give ourselves away and hope for the profit. We give ourselves away, and many people are too afraid to say that your gift has not made room for you. When your gift has not made room for you, then oftentimes you are still holding on to a package that it was not yours. Look, my hair coming loose and everything. It's time for me to get on off of here now. But listen, so then I switched from fight, and I had to recognize the parts of me that were flight. But I didn't condemn myself for being in flight after a certain period. I just no longer needed to be in flight or fight. Now, that's a whole story. That's a whole process. And certainly I can help you with it. I know many of you who have been there, you've had people give you feedback about how quick you shut down, about how quick you leave, about friendships where they don't understand why you were mad at them because you didn't have the courage to tell them. And maybe in your family, people just cut each other off. In some families, people pull guns and knives and shit on each other, right? Well, maybe that's not you. That wasn't mine, right? So many of us come from families that all outright brawl or fight. And so when does your coping mechanism become too small for you? And when is it time for you to play a bigger game? I'm asking you, do you know? Can I come in close? Can I come in close to you? How do you know when it's time for you to play a bigger game? Healer, light worker, teacher, because in this Aquarius season, it's about playing a bigger game everywhere. Now, you can either play the bigger game with the tools that you have, or you can get new tools. So this is also an opportunity for you to reassess, to revive again. Thank you very much, dog, for the sound effect. But this is where when we talk about creativity, when we talk about strengthening our intuition, Pisces energy is very intuitive, right? Some of you have intuitive gifts that you don't trust to benefit and to be good for you. So you do other things that you know will make money. You do other things that allow you to cope and to deal with people, whatever that thing is. See, don't think that you're so such a much because your drug of choice may be food, or your drug of choice may be church, or your drug of choice may be veganism, or your drug of choice may be okay? Addiction is addiction. And when we start talking about breaking addiction, people get uncomfortable. I bet the numbers going to go down for those who are watching. But when you choose it and you're not forced, I always say, is it your choice or are you forced? Because they are different vibration. When you're forced to heal, it's a different energy than when you choose to heal. And so many of you who came into awareness or awakening through force, there's still a process and a cycle that you need to get acquainted with through choice. I like to work with people who choose to go to the next level. I like to be around people in my social atmosphere who are making choices. What do choices look like? I'm so glad you asked. That's what we're going to get to. See, when the farmer wakes up to go plant the seeds that are going to yield fruit, when the sun starts shining, when the weather starts changing, see, the song says, I got a seed in the ground. There's a song. I wish I could play it as minister praise and worship and spoken word. I love for you to feel it. The song says, I got a seed in the ground. In this blessing, no longer stressing. I got a seed in the ground. The farmer, this is a garden. This is a garden. Your womb is a garden. Oh, yeah. Now, how you till that garden and plant in that garden, it can be juicy or it could be dry. But all gardens need a little water. And so, look, it's about that time for us to go out now and pull up these weeds from the winter and clean up the garden and treat the soil and all of that stuff so we can put seed that's going to yield us good fruit. Why is this the season? Because the number 9 is also a power in terms of anything divided by 9 or multiplied by 9, it keeps on coming back to the number 9. 9 is a powerful number. Any life path number 9s like me? So the first 3 months of the year, you got grace to set up something called, in business terminology, called your tipping point. Somebody just put in the comments your tipping point. You ready for your tipping point? The tipping point. I'm gonna close with this. Let me tell you about the tipping point. I want you to put tipping point so I can leave you with something, right? So we're getting ready to go into another conjunction. I'll probably have to do another video, or you come into my group, Rebirth Woman. And I also have an opportunity for some of you to beta test a space with me that I'm creating. If you know that the handwriting is on the wall with the censoring with Facebook, you better take note of it really quickly for those of you who are business owners and creatives as well. You've been using Facebook as a lazy way of marketing or lazy way of connecting. Thank you for putting tipping point in there, Yanaza. Trust me, when you use your word power in any way, it comes back to you pressed down, shaken up, and running over. See, you don't participate in something for me. You participate in something for yourself. And then if I get something from it, don't count it as robbery. Count it as joy, because you know that it's going to come back to you quicker when you count it as joy. So when we talk about the tipping point is about the seeds that you plant consistently in the garden of your mind, in the garden of your spirit, the garden of your body, whatever the case may be. You do it consistently. What it does is it builds momentum. The momentum now, even when you walk away from it, when you forget about it, when you go on about your business, as the old people say, go girl, go on about your business. That's the art of surrender. When you go on about your business, the momentum is still happening because you put seeds in the ground and it's creating a tipping point. And that's when things take off, when they launch. So trust me, some of you coaches, some of you who want to just come take one class and then go out and hang out a shingle that you're ready to coach people about femininity, yoni health, whatever the case may be, relationships, money, Bitcoin, whatever the case may be. And then you go out there, right? But you hadn't gotten the full lesson, right? And I'm not saying wait. I'm not, but there's a season, there's a time. And so when you create this tipping point, it looks like windows of opportunity that you don't have. Where did this come from? That you don't have room to receive. How did I get this? How did I get this invitation? And also the energy that you use in it. See, it's not just about what you do in terms of task management. It's about how you do it as well. So in this season is endings and beginnings. So don't be surprised if you find yourself in the next couple of weeks feeling emotional. It's okay. Listen, crying wets the wound. So many women apologize for tears because you oftentimes don't feel safe about releasing or letting someone see you be vulnerable. She said, I'm ready to be vulnerable. Okay. And so in this season, you need tools. You as a farmer, when you go out there, you need tools. And so at the end of a season of your emotions, right, you got to act. Some of us get uncomfortable and think that because it doesn't feel good, that I need to stop. I need to quit. I need to get away from it. I want you all to learn the art, particularly those of you who are committed to self-mastery, vision mastery, and manifestation and materialization. A part of that art is going into the place of uncomfortable. Sometimes that's the face of another person, in the energy of another person that you've judged, that you have condemned, that you have been hurt by, that you gave a chance and they messed up, that you didn't understand. I had a conversation with my mother the other day that helped me understand her better. And let me tell you, it's never too late, because I remember when that same grandmother who told me when to cut my hair and when not to cut my hair and what season to do certain things is. I didn't know my grandmother was grooming me for a time and a season such as this when I would have the microphone. I don't know what prayers my grandmother prayed when she went into the garden and she planted those seeds and she came out with big old collard greens and big old bunches of corn. Oh, I remember just like it was yesterday. I can still smell my grandmother's house. But see, my grandmother is not here. Not physically, she's in me. So now that I have my mother and I get to have moments with her to continue to heal my mother wound in live and real time, I get to ask her questions and shift my perspective. I talked about that as soon as I came in here, right? And I was so blessed because, see, my grandmother, when she left, my relationship was so solid with my grandmother that I didn't have to whine or weep and cry in sorrow about, I wish I could have said, I wish I should have said. No. See, when my grandmother left, it was a celebration, an honor, and reverence. And any elder in my presence, I want to be able to look back over and not hold the unforgiveness, the same bloodline curses that have continued from one generation to another generation. No. And so now when my mother, if it's her, it could be me first. If she makes her transition or the day or tomorrow, I left her better than I found her. Woo! I got to clap all by myself. You understand? Can you leave somebody better than you found them? sometimes even when they didn't deserve it. And that's why you can't get fixed on nouns. My mother should have, my father should have, my baby daddy should have, could have, would have. Don't get fixed on nouns. Because when you get fixed on nouns, when they hit a limitation, so do you. I'll close with this. I heard a wise elder say something that was so good to my spirit. And I pray that my tribe will receive this in this season. Many of us are playing the game of being human, when the truth is you are God's. What if you stop playing the game of being human and played the game of I am consciousness? What would you put behind your I am? If you feel me in the spirit, will you put in the comments just anything, any verb? I am what? Name your I am today. Name your I am tomorrow. Name your I am all the way through this particular Easter season, because it's your resurrection time. It's your season. If you choose it, it's a choice. Now, some of us are going to be forced to study, because you've bought everything that the media tells you, hook, line, and sinker. Thank you. I am moving. I am creating. Keep going. Put the full sentence. Whatever you put out after I am, you become. Come on. I'm moving. I am creating. I am flowing. Keep it. But I want you, will you commit to practice this? Will you commit to, even if I forget, remind me? A reminder is a blessing. Do this for the next 21 days towards this particular Easter, so that your resurrection can be yours. You can own it. This is a powerful, powerful season. I can't really say enough about it. So therefore, you're going to have to get into relationship with me in sacred containers. Facebook is no longer a sacred container to do our work. You can't get it on free lives. And I have offers everywhere from $9.99 all the way up to $999. I love it. I'm creating. I'm moving into my destiny. Keep going. You don't have to pick one. I am aware. I'm opening. I'm successful. I'm powerful. Let's leave out on that energy, okay? And so I think you get the point. This is also a good time, you all, for you to forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive other people. Forgive your business. Any parts of your business. If you want to learn how to do it, listen, you can shift everything. Anybody who responds to the shift everything offer, go to 844-600-0700. Text Rebirth 360. Text Rebirth 360 to 844-600-0700. Anybody who texts that today, I'm going to invite you to another free space where I'm going to be seeding myself. And anybody who wants to join in, you can seed yourself, because I want to program the next 9 months, especially as a number 9. Okay. What do we have in here today, y'all? What do we have in here? Who's ready to let your guard down? We're going to close the same way we came in. If they cut it off, they cut it off. Come on now. Come on, keep on putting your I am in there. Come on, keep on putting your I am in there. Come on now, put your I am in here today. Your miracle is waiting on you. But it can't come to you, red. This Be Do Love shirt is by my dear sister, friend, and client, Catherine Box Hill. Come on now. I am what? I am what? Come on, put it in. I am powerful. Come on, come on, come on. I'm ready. Somebody can just put I'm ready, even if you don't know what to name for yourself. Come Come on now. Come on. I'm ready to take a chance on life. She's giving you the words. I'm ready. I'm ready. Just say it for yourself. I'm ready to look silly at times. Have you ever been ready to look silly for your vision? Get in position. Come on. 844-600-0700. Get the 21-day preview to shift everything. Get the 21-day preview to shift everything. Now, if you really want to get into the shift with me, I'm going to let you know how you can do that. Come on now. Come on, y'all. Hey. When I love that lady. I like that part. Come on now. Your miracle. What is a miracle? A miracle is shift in consciousness, by the way. I should have started that off. Somebody put that in the comments. Keela, put that in the comments. A miracle is a shift in consciousness. You can shift your consciousness every day. You can shift your comments, your consciousness in the comments right now just by participating. You can shift. Come on now, put your hands on your body. I'm worthy. You're perfect. I deserve it. Hey, my hips, my legs, my feet. Hey, my breasts. You worthy. My hair. Hey, my head, my eyes. Come on now. Hey, come on now. Hey, on the outside. Your miracle. You'll find your miracle at the right time. Make room in your life. Hey. Sometimes people gotta go. She says sometimes you gotta want. Why don't you make room in your life? Sometimes people will fall off. When you raise your energy, you don't have to cut off anybody. You just raise your vibration and they cannot spin in it. So I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you on the other side. I'm gonna keep going on this side because I got some great songs lined up over here. Get in the groove with me. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Ciao. Have a wonderful day.